Very important period now for Michael Vaughan, Marcus Trescothick. Michael Vaughan will have to put his horrible day in the field out of his mind now. Marcus Trescothick didn't have a lot to do in the field. And he did take one catch at first slip, albeit after a little bit of a fumble. Not the only English first slipper I've seen have problems on his left hand in recent times.
I was wondering how long it would take. I'd be very disappointed if I'd have put that one down, that's for sure. Still, the next 40 minutes, I think, absolutely critical to England's chances in this Ashes series, because Vaughan and Trescothick are a very strong element of England's cricket over the last year or so. Trescothick had his problems with Jason Gillespie in the last Ashes series a couple of years ago. Michael Vaughan yet to play a test against Australia.
So I guess even take it one step further, the top three. Mark Butcher played such a grand innings for England at Headingley to win that test match for them.
And was a centurion here at the Gabba 4 years ago. Played a wonderful innings at the Gabba 4 years ago. And England's top three would really set up thing. I think England's batting order is as strong as it's been for a number of years.
Yes, you did remind me of Mark Butcher's century at the Gabba. I think I wrote that he was a run accumulator, which I think got up your nose a little bit.
Well, it certainly got up his nose.
That's going to be Glenn McGrath at the Vulture Street end. And a very strong slip cordon. 4 slips, 2 gullies for the left-hander. So on the onside, you've just got the bat pad fieldsman and then a fine leg. Nobody in front of the wicket apart from that bat pad fieldsman. Glenn McGrath's first delivery actually moving in towards the pads. Trescothick will be quite happy if he keeps doing that.
Very unusual for McGrath to swing the ball. And just a hint of shape here into Trescothick. I think generally Trescothick is much happier with the length that McGrath bowls compared to the length that Gillespie bowls. Gillespie tends to bowl a very full length. And Trescothick, if he has a weakness, is that he can be leaden-footed at the crease early on. Certainly had his problems with Gillespie in the Ashes series a couple of years ago.
Well, the slips cordon, a few changes now for Australia without Mark Waugh in the lineup. Shane Warne, who's been at first slip well since Mark Taylor retired, but Mark Waugh has been the second slipper for so long that the change has to be made there. Ricky Ponting, I guess, was an automatic replacement for Mark Waugh. He's very, very good in the slips. Off the mark. Damien Martin at third slip, where he's been for a while. But then Justin Langer now goes into the slip cordon. He's been taken from the bat pad position. Darren Lehman has taken up that spot. So you would have to say that the Australian slip cordon has been weakened by the absence of Mark Waugh, despite the fact that the gentleman on my left thinks that Graham Thorpe is a better slip fielder than Mark Waugh.
I think sometimes you do take things out of context. Waugh, of course, an outstanding slip fieldsman for Australia over a number of years. And Graham Thorpe slightly better than the 50-50, I would say.
Vaughan off the mark immediately. It was a good moment for any batsman, but particularly opening batsmen, to get off that mark One looks a hell of a lot better on the board than naught. That's the way Marcus Trescothick plays. He's a pretty aggressive opener. It's none for two. Trescothick and Vaughan both off the mark in the first over. England chasing 492. Jason Gillespie will open from the Stanley Street end. Interesting point that you made, and I've heard it from a lot of players. There are a few around who think that Gillespie is a bit more dangerous than McGrath because he does pitch more deliveries up. I guess the guys who like to drive.
Yeah, I think he's more dangerous to Trescothick particularly, who often drives with his feet stuck in the crease early on. I think the way it'll shape out is that Gillespie will try and target Trescothick and McGrath will try and target Vaughan. And how the two English batsmen handle that battle will go a long way to dictating the outcome of this Ashes series.
Yes, I was interested in Michael Vaughan's comments that he would like to be targeted by Glenn McGrath. I don't think he will have much say in it. I don't think it's going to happen anyhow.
Not had that much cricket. Michael Vaughan was injured at the end of the English season, had a knee operation or keyhole surgery. Was only just fit to play the three-day game against Queensland last week. Got 100 fortunately. Otherwise he really would have been short of match practice.
It's just to dwell on that selection for a moment. There was a few rather dubious as far as injuries are concerned. Did you think it was a bit risky, some of the selection?
Very risky to have four players hobbling off the plane before you've even bowled a ball. And Flintoff, who was diagnosed with a double hernia in midsummer, for him not to be fit for this test match, I think puts a big question mark against England's medical staff. And it's a big risk. Vaughan only having one match, one innings before this first test match. He could have easily got a Jaffa first up.
It's not often I have to act as translator, but Jaffa means a good one from the Lancastrians. Well, you don't really talk like a Lancastrian.
Well, you should know, having played a game, of course, for the Red Rose County many years ago.
Longer than I care to remember, and a result that I don't really care to remember as well. Vaughan looking at two, but decides against it. And against your other team, Cambridge, I played. Maybe they probably outthought me.
Well, it wouldn't be difficult.
I thought a man with your education would say that, but at least I can spell my name correctly. So far, a lot of deliveries on the leg stump for the left-hander. He'll be quite happy about that. It was nice to have a look at a few that are reasonably comfortable. England none for four. England none for four, chasing 492. In the commentary position now, Ian Healy with Bill Laurie.
Thank you, Ian Chappell. Testing time for the England Openers just before the tea break on the second day. Ideal conditions, bright and sunny, quite warm, pitch still good. Australia bowled out of 492. Good comeback today by England. In fact, a great comeback. Hayden 197. Martin 26. Steve Waugh 7. Lehman 30. Gilchrist a duck. Warner fine 57. Bickle a duck. And a duck for McGrath. Interesting day, Ian Healy.
Fantastic day's cricket. No matter why, it doesn't really matter why, whether the pressure was off, whether nothing much was expected of them. The England bowlers got it right. And now Marcus Trescothick and Michael Vaughan, two very well-credentialed batsmen in the England lineup, get a chance on a good wicket. They don't have to do as much as it might have seemed at the end of last night. 43.5 his average. 300s and 14 50s in 50 innings. So 1 in 3, he's scoring 50 or more. Good effort.
And they look the part, the left and right-handed combination. A few gaps between the big scores, but it's not a bad average, 43. But he's an attacking player. That's what I like about Marcus. He likes to hit the ball. He can hit a square of the wicket. His partner looks very, very solid. Vaughan. He looks a good player, Michael Vaughan. He started well. He's got a century already on this tour. Oh, he's dropped in. Oh, it was one of those hard ones. He was trying to work it on the onside. Got an edge, maybe an outside edge. It flew one hand and put it down.
He picked it up late. That's why he moved late, because the body of Trescothick, which had squared up, covered Damien Martin. Made it look a little better than it was. Squared him up. Now he sees it. Gilchrist was going the wrong way as well. The legs were in the air, but there was no real need for it.
Try to work that on the onside, which would close the face on that. Damien Martin would have got a late walk. Moved late, got a hand to it. Would have been a great catch.
Nice length away from the left-hander, just enough to get the outside edge. Damien Martin going up rather than across. Could only get one hand on it. First one down. The hole is already noticeable from Mark Waugh.
He's gone this time, is he? No, just missed it. Bounce and pace. Well, what an over. None for 4. Vaughan nicely away down the onside for single.
Marcus Trescothick looking to get on top of Glenn McGrath. Last ball, last over. It was short and wide. Looking to go away from the bat again to get the outside edge. There was a noise there. There was a good noise. But it wasn't the outside edge. Otherwise, the Australians would have been all over him.
4 slips and 2 gullies for the left-hander. And that's good. He's punched the off drive through wide mid-off position. So the intent's there. The openers to play a shot or 2. The field's up. When you've got slips, 6 fieldsmen, there's quite a few gaps. Waited on that and punched that nicely through mid-off.
Mike Atherton mentioned the Gillespie length gives Trescothick more trouble than the McGrath length. Well, he's outside edged one of McGrath's already. But he's very intent. He's really working hard against Gillespie.
One of the problems for an opening batsman too is when you're in the field for a day and a half, chasing leather. Australia scored well over 400, 492, and you're chasing leather and you come out just for a little short session. You've got to gather your thoughts. The bowlers are fresh. They've been sitting down for a day and a half. It's a good test. And he's looking to score. He's not letting many balls go. I've seen the West Indies and the New Zealanders to some extent early on letting balls go, but he's looking to score, and I think that's a good thing with the field up, as long as he picks the right ball.
Well, it's a good thing even if the field's positioned. Then you look for the gaps. If the ball's there to hit it. If it's not, defend or leave it go. It can be a decisive attacking or aggressive movement just to let the ball go through to the keeper. Trescothick 5 times batsman most dismissed by Jason Gillespie.
Very good record, Jason Gillespie. Good strike bowler. One of those annoying. He's like McGrath, but he doesn't bowl many half volleys. That's consistent, isn't it? 26 against England. Overall 26.
126 wickets from 35 matches. It was a good record. It was even better at the start of his career. After 25 matches, it was awesome. But still going fine.
None for 7. And McGrath is consistent as ever. Good line, good length, plenty of pace, good average. Mid-30s. It's nicely played. Safe little push through mid-on. They should get 2.
And now we've been analysing the England bowlers. Let's see what McGrath's produced in his last over. Marcus Trescothick hit it on the body. Cross the body. A little bit wider, looking to get him on the front foot. Drop catch. Middle and leg. Damien Martin puts it down. Fuller and wider. And one across, a little shorter, so not as well grouped as he can get, but not bad.
Oh, he's gone for it. He's got away for 4. Good pull shot. It's very well played. We haven't seen that very often in recent years. In the early overs, McGrath being pulled away just short of a good length.
Great voice, the supporters. Short of a length. Vaughan in great position. Back foot halfway between crease and stumps. Back lift nice and high. And taking in all the lessons Glenn McGrath's giving him to go to 9.
Oops. Lehman pushed back to mid-on. Now there's no bat pad. So already in the short stint, they forced out the back pad. It's a defensive onside. There's a mid-on and a deep fine leg, so McGrath will be attacking around about off stump. And he's swinging the odd ball away. Plenty of gaps on the off and onside.
Gap, big gap through cover. Gaps down the ground, both sides, and on the leg side.
Good, 2 more. Today we're seeing McGrath get the odd ball to swing away from the right-hander into the left-hander. But what we're seeing here is that the Englishmen are looking to score. Makes a big difference if you've been positive against it, whether you're a great bowler or not. You're just looking to push. There's no risk there, pushing the ball into the gaps. And all of a sudden, a none for 15. One chance has gone down, but McGrath may alter his line, may alter his length.
He has to alter his line. You can't afford to bowl too straight at the batsman while you've got all those slips. You need to be drifting it outside off and tempt him into the squarer drive.
Oh, good shot. Cracking cover drive. Beautifully placed. Put well forward. That's 4. And Michael Vaughan might have dropped the catch yesterday. He looks in cracking form.
He prepares really early, Michael Vaughan. Gets the bat up and his feet set just before the bowler releases, and that's giving him a lot of time. There is, he's ready. Simple footwork, great timing. As good a timing as we've seen this match.
We're just pushing cover a little bit squarer. Andy Bickle now going to real cover position. He was a bit more towards mid-on before. A fraction squarer. Short catcher. Well played. Good over for England. None for 19. England none for 19. 4 slips and 2 gullies. Gillespie. Oh, a little bit loose there, trying to push that inside edge onto the boot.
Now they're going to target Trescothick going across him because that front foot doesn't go across to the line of the ball. The bat hangs out a little bit more than it should. And that's the length that he will become susceptible to and better get used to if he's going to stay in for a long time. He moves the feet early but then stays and plays away from his body, where those slips are very interested.
Played that well in the end, didn't offer a shot.
The last ball of Glenn McGrath's over. Well, this one, Jason Gillespie getting past the bat, which didn't hang out there. Good length by Gillespie. Trescothick looks, shapes to play, but doesn't. Stays inside the line of the ball and watches it carefully through. And we talked about how assertive a leave can be. The last ball of last over, Glenn McGrath bowled one to Michael Vaughan. A fantastic delivery. Perfect length, bounced through to the keeper. And Vaughan very cleverly let go. A bit like that. It doesn't have to be a cracked pull shot or a great cover drive to put pressure on. Look at Vaughan, he's in a great position. He's looking to score, works up very early that he's not going to score off that. And that's a decisive leave. It's a good piece of batting. And it's been caught by the keeper.
Warm welcome to Brisbane viewers. It's been a great day here at the Gabba, the second day's play. Australia bowled out for 492 in reply. England no wicket for 19. Australian batting card today. Hayden out for 197. Damian Martin 27. Steve Waugh 7. Lehman 30. Gilchrist a duck. Shane Warne a well-made 57. Bickle a duck. McGrath a duck. 130 overs, 492 all out. Good comeback by England.
Brilliant comeback. They started at 2 for 366. So it was a great session of play. They bowled 40.2 overs today and had lots of success. They found their plans, they found some fire, and they had lots of energy. And now their batsmen have backed that up on a good pitch.
Maiden over, none for 19. 6 overs bowled, none for 19. Vaughan looking good on 15. He's on strike to Glenn McGrath. Oh, squared him up. Well bowled. Very good line.
Straightish line, just nipped in, I'd reckon. Hit Vaughan in the pads before he could get his bat around there. Just nips in, hits above the pad and then between the thigh pad, a little high. So right arm over the wicket, going on with the angle to go over the top of middle and off.
The perfect line, wasn't it? Just outside of the stump, working back in. It's gone for it. He's got hold of it okay. It's in the air, it's a sky, not quite off the middle of the bat. They should get 3. Happy with 2. Hesitation.
Great stroke play by Michael Vaughan. There's gaps everywhere there. It's not that risky. It's short of a length. He just has to paddle it, get enough bat on it. Great start to his innings. Not far off the middle of the bat, even on that shot. Forced pull shot. Steve Waugh's got the decisions now. He's got all those slips not being used. And Vaughan taking advantage of good length. Great start to his innings. Not far off the middle of the bat, even on that shot. Forced pull shot. Steve Waugh's got the decisions now. He's got all those slips not being used. And Vaughan taking advantage of good length.
Line, wasn't it? Just outside of the stump, working back in. It's gone for it. He's got hold of it okay. It's in the air, it's a sky, not quite off the middle of the bat. They should get 3. Happy with 2. Hesitation.
Great stroke play by Michael Vaughan. There's gaps everywhere there. It's not that risky. It's short of a length. He just has to paddle it, get enough bat on it. Great start to his innings. Not far off the middle of the bat, even on that shot. Forced pull shot. Steve Waugh's got the decisions now. He's got all those slips not being used. And Vaughan taking advantage of good length balls on the leg side.
Hawkeye shows us where McGrath's pitching the ball, and normally he's in the one zone. There they are, just on or outside the line of off stump. Good part about it from the England point of view. He scored some runs.
Well, that shows line. And we said with the England team that line was fine for them, but they were a little short, and McGrath's been that way. He's been able to pull those balls onto the onside. He's been able to get them that way. Really, from that line, you should only score down the ground. No! So we can analyse that too. We can look at the length of McGrath, and he's closer to halfway than he normally is. That's the halfway line. So today he's been more there than normal. He would like to be up there more often. A little closer up to that.
Could be brought about by the fact too that they're playing 1 or 2 shots. Particularly Vaughan. Brilliantly fielded, almost as it goes for 4. Hayden threw himself, looked like he might have got it, but it's raced away like a rocket. And that's what we're seeing. Boundaries coming on both the on and off sides. That's a glorious stroke.
Both from outside off. The boundary and the pull shots coming from outside off. And then he's cracked that. I was with you, Bill. I thought there was a hand on that. It went to the rope that quick. It was only the players that really knew exactly what had gone on.
What a cracking shot. What a cracking shot. As Tommy drives down the ground, at least 2, maybe 3. They run hard. Well, this is a rare sight. McGrath being punished with good strokes. Cuts, drives and pull shots. 1 for 28. Michael Vaughan. And now it's Andy Bickle just before the tea break on the second day. Our first ball today with the bat. There's an opportunity with the new ball.
Quite possibly Gillespie changing ends to cover for McGrath. 4 overs, 1 maiden, none for 23. And Bickle coming from the Stanley Street end to the chance of the crowd. This could be dangerous for Vaughan. Good form. Got to stay there.
Whoops. Vaughan's limbering up as well. Well, maybe he's going to bowl an over before the tea break. Bickle's first ball had Vaughan just popping it up. I think didn't come on quick enough. He seemed to be there too early. Had to check.
Which is what I really meant by this could be dangerous. The slower pace. He's carved McGrath up. Now the slower pace, he might want to keep trying it and not take enough time to adjust to that slower pace. Bickle will be playing on that.
He looks organised, doesn't he? He's a bit like Damien Martin with his footwork. He's nicely into position. Full face of the bat on that occasion. He's in form. He's coming off a big 100.
Bat up, wrists cocked. Back foot movement first, then he plants the front foot. But at point of contact, he's nice and still. Very conventional, very well organised. 24 from 21. Ooh.
He scored 900 runs in 7 test matches at home in the English summer. That's looking good, isn't it? Average now 48 after a pretty ordinary start.
Yeah, he's struggled in the 190s, Bill. The 290s there, hasn't quite got over that 200 line. Magnificent effort, the highest or one of the highest performed players in this calendar year. And he wanted McGrath to target him. He said that publicly. It's always been McGrath publicly targeting a batsman. He wanted McGrath to do it. After 4 overs, he's ahead.
Well bowled and well fielded. 38 Ks for Andy Bickle. Maybe just a hint of outswing there. Drew him forward. Well fielded it, slipped by Damien Martyn.
The Australians are very jovial in that slips cordon. I think they haven't taken it to heart that Damien Martyn's dropped Marcus Trescothick. I think they're of the opinion that it was a tough chance and it would have been a speculator. They've still got all the spirits.
That's fines for maybe a thigh pad, 4-leg buys. It's 4-leg buys, but they all count.
I guess it's not a bad time over before tea to try a few things to get the batsman out. Andy Bickle outside off the ball before, onto leg stump that time. I suppose it's this set of 6 balls that can be striving for a wicket, and then they can settle back into a rhythm and a pattern after tea. Vaughan is making hay.
It's gone, the hook shot. From the coup, only from the bowler. A quick bouncer, none for 32. Just before the tea break. I think we'll see Vaughan here. Maybe just for 1 over. Umpire's taking his time coming in. We're watching the clock on the scoreboard. He's got a big stride in now, Steve Bucknott. He gets there and it's 39, so 1 minute to go before tea. And Vaughan to bowl.
Glenn McGrath coming in with his cap off too. He saw the captain talking to Shane Warne. He's come in without his hat on to sort of say, oh, hang on, 4 overs, come on, give me 1 more. I'll make amends for your skipper, but he'll have plenty of time after tea to do that. It's Shane Warne. And Michael Vaughan, that last ball of the last over, was a great bouncer by Andy Bickle. Straight over the badge of the helmet, and Vaughan in such good touch, seeing the ball so clearly, wanted to play the shot. It was good bowling.
Offside, Bob.
Glenn McGrath will be firing up after tea.
And Vaughan to the left-hander. I think England are fortunate they've got some left-handers. Butcher. Trescothick in the top 4.